Don't say anything. Sansa, don't say anything. Okay, Sansa, you should mute now. I can't hear him.
There you go.
What y'all trying to do? Magic in the air. Look out! Pop, it's showtime. Guess who's back again? They don't know y'all time, but they know as soon as we walk in. I'm wearing jubilees, dynamics, Inglewood's finest shoes. Don't look too hard, might hurt yourself. Don't look the color red, the blue. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls with money in it. Wake it up, keep up. Where you at? Put your face in. I'm over your pocket. Keep up. Players on there. Come on. What y'all trying to do? 24-karat magic in the air. It's so clear. Look out! Second best for the hustlers, gangsters, bad bitches, and y'all we as friends. I cannot preach, I gotta show them how I get it in. First, take your success, do your gift, spend your money like money ain't shit. Ooh, we too bad, got to blame it on Jesus. Hashtag black, they ain't ready for me. I'm a dangerous man with some money in my pocket. Keep up. So many pretty girls around me and they're waking up. Keep up. Why you mad? Fix your face, and I know they all be talking. Keep up. Players on there. Come on, put your pinky finger to the what y'all trying to do? What you trying to do? 24-karat magic in the air. Look out! Everywhere I go, they be like, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, so bad. Everywhere I go, they be like, so bad. Now, let me break it down. What's that sound? Come on now. Feeling just put your finger to the what y'all trying to do? I'm with the trying to do. 24-karat magic in the air. It's so good. Put your finger to the
That is a classic. I'm gonna do just a really quick transition over. Just waiting for Chris to unmute me on the stream, and give me 1 second.
And we are good. Lock and fucking roll. I'm speaking on over from the Special Shot account. You guys are like, where the fuck does Sansa go? I decided to do a little DJ mix on the way over here. I'm sure you all loved it. Let's go ahead and play out the Special Shot song. But first, don't forget to retweet the fucking room. Bottom right hand corner, show some love in the comments. You guys know that we are all over it.
It's Dan the Lost Boy.
Morning, everyone. Welcome to the Special Shot.
Stop it, drop it. It's time for a special shot. Knock it. Brew it up and get it hot. Top it, not. We talking till the kettle pop. Nah, stop it. Alpha, we gon' set it off. Brew me up a double shot. Espresso shot is on the clock. Twitter spaces every day. Let it play, you better not. Conversations everywhere. Get on stage and never stops. Learn a little, laugh a little. Matters change, so get them taught. Web3, NFTs, learn things you never thought. Farming garden in the garden. Got some news, I wanna set it up. Do your research, don't get hurt, invest, don't buy the top. Protect your neck, don't get wrecked, bet. First connect the dots, price action, we not acting. Espresso shot, get working, we networking. Espresso shot, hot one, with shotgun. Espresso shot, the host with the most. Sounds about to give it all he's got. Stop, drop. It's time for espresso shot. Knock it. Brew it up and get it hot. Top it, notch. We talking till the kettle pop. Nah, stop it. Alpha, we gon' set it off. Brew me up a double shot. Espresso shot is on the clock. Twitter spaces every day. Let play, you better not. Conversations everywhere. Yeah, stage it never stops. Learn a little, matters change, so get on top. Press play every day. Follow to the Java spot. GM with my friends, transforming like the auto bottle. Bottom to the top, we gon' spread it like a lot of sauce. Green candles, red wicks, one of these has gotta pop. Price action, we not acting. Espresso shot, get working, we networking. Espresso shot, hot one with shotgun. Espresso shot, the host with the most. Songs are dropping that espresso shot.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Espresso Shot or Polygon Shot today, your favorite late morning show on the East Coast. I'm going to have to take a break on these high note good morning because let me tell you, they take me out for the rest of the fucking day. Oh, by the way, if you didn't know, Sansa here speaking. But anyway, bottom right hand corner, let's retweet the space, show some love in the comments. Y'all know the vibes. We are trying to do more streaming and talking out of this account. So if you don't already know, give this account to follow. We love this. This is where we're going to start streamlining the spaces a little bit more, streamlining the clips a little bit more, so that each of our respective accounts just don't become straight up shill accounts for our own spaces. So please go ahead and give this a follow. We're going to start getting a little bit more active on this account. And we got the Polygon Shot today. We got some things to talk about. We got Puke. We got Maeve. I don't know anymore. It's just all different kind of names. I'm hearing lately his real name is just Michael, and he just like to try to give us a run for our money. It's all good. It happens. But anyway, I like to just give him shit for it. But anyway, let's check in with the co-host. Let's start with Shotgun. How we doing, baby?
Yo, GM everybody, I'm doing great. Honestly, yesterday I actually tried to. Oh yeah, I'm not using the house account. I don't care because my computer's microphone sucks. Yeah, I see all you guys laughing, like looking at me. So I'm not gonna talk like I'm Wajda. You know when Wajda goes like
we're starting an NFT project where the only utility is that we get to buy Shotgun a nice computer setup, so that he can stop complaining about the fact that he has to use this nice iPhone 14 now instead of going on stream. But anyway, keep on going, Shotgun.
Nah, bro, you guys can stop fighting me. I'm just trying, one step at a time. A wise man once said. I already upgraded my phone, computer next, camera next, one step at a time, okay? I didn't even got my Twitter payout. It's still not available in Brazil. My bank account's like zero. But anyways, if you're here for the first time, this is the Espresso Shot. We go live every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, all the way to 1 p.m. today, Wednesdays. You got to already know. Polygon Shot vibes with nobody else. The myth, the man, the legend, the Poly. God, Big Mill. How you doing today? GMGM.
GMGM, my family. I'm up here getting hype on the stream. I hope everyone's having a great Wednesday so far. Man, it's been a beautiful day, not gonna lie. There's a lot of things shaking, moving in the ecosystem as always. I'm like looking at the screen, trying to understand like how things work still. My brain just like, stop looking at the screen. You just need to look at this screen. So I'm melting a little bit, but it's all good, man. No, we got some awesome news to talk about, obviously. Things are always moving and shaking in the Polygon ecosystem. There's rumors of a lot of things. There's good rumors. There's bad rumors. But the main thing is that vibes are always up. Dup said this the other day, man, and it was kind of funny. He jumped into my space that I host on Mondays, Fridays, and he was coming back from his Solana Summerfest, like the big event that they held, and they were all juiced about it. It went really well, apparently. And saw the lives were actually excellent. I saw a lot of videos from that, but they came back and he was driving home and he's like, dude, I love you Polygon bozos, because regardless of whatever trash is being thrown into the timeline or in the vibes or whatever it may be, you all are just in your own lane in like this happy universe. It's like the express lane to Happy Town. So we're
What
all
is
here.
happening?
What's happening, Gigi? Just go with it, dude. Just chill. Come on, we're chilling.
What Twitter Spaces, man? What are you doing here? Like,
Is it like a bunch of people speaking at the same time, or is my Twitter space wrong?
What just happened?
Gigi, I think it's an error on your end, actually, for sure. You should leave the space and come back.
technology, guys.
Oh yeah, wait. If you're on stream and on the space at the same time, it'll do that. You just gotta, yeah. Anyway, go ahead, Big No.
Freaking A. Yeah, Gigi, it's one or the other, I guess. Unfortunately for all of us, we cannot double engagement farm in this space. We will get there eventually, but the technology devs do something. Like, I don't understand. So at this point, right, we're just continuing to make sure that we're on the same page. We're all kind of riding in the same direction. The next few weeks, there's going to be some pretty cool stuff. It's a little bit quiet, but all that means for my Polygon builders out here, it just means that they are working their asses off in the background, ensuring that there is a bunch of new onboarding opportunities. There's games that are coming out recently. There's a ton of cool things that's going to be coming out of the Polygon camp, as always. We'll talk about some highlights as we move through the space here today. So excited to have Maeve and Puke with us here today.
It's Michael. It's Michael.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm sure Puke's real name is Puke too, so I'm just gonna call him Puke. But to have them with us here, they've obviously pushed P super hard, coming over from the garden community, seeing the value that Polygon can bring, and really it just motivates all of us to continue to grind. Every single time we have somebody new enter our ecosystem, it really just enriches me. Like, I got on a call yesterday with a new person who's having some cross-chain directions, going in that kind of, ETH plus Polygon kind of deal. And it's really kind of just reinvigorating me each and every time. So excited to get it started, obviously. We're going to rock and roll from the Espresso Shot account, communicating through that for simplicity purposes. It'll make the stream better. It'll get those clips a little bit more efficient. And we're all here to make sure that we get some great content out here for the people. So with that being said, Shotgun, what else? Sansa, what else we got this morning?
Yeah, fuck that bozo. He can't even get on the stream. No, but I'm just kidding. Look. It's still throwing me off. I can't look at my phone anymore, because if I look at my phone, I just see me on mute, and I'm like, am I muted? Am I not here? What's going on? And it's just like, it's just so funny. Anyway, I do have a couple things. Wait, who is that? Oh, his watch. See, this is the other thing. I'm like, oh, that was Chris with this deep voice effect, but no, it's just Waj, who fucking is in the office with his phone ringing off the hook. Look, one thing that I think is interesting, Wolf Game got it was a very popular on-chain game. It got acquired by Pixel Vault, and I feel like people have already kind of associated them so much with each other because of Beanie Maxi, but. And clearly they weren't until now, right? So they've officially have acquired them, granting them exclusive rights for future development and growth. So that's interesting. Another thing is that Rollbit has announced crypto casino. Rollbit, we all know, and I haven't personally touched it, but your boy might be feeling lucky. The trading thing ain't working out. The gambling thing might work better. So we'll find out. But they have announced a new buy and burn feature for their token, RLB, which is allocating 10% of casino, 20% of sportsbook, and 30% of 1000x futures revenue that will be used to buy and sell RLB on a daily basis. So, you know what? I might just go to Volbit while the money's still fresh at this point. Might as well. But on top of that, Only One Force teased a partnership with OD Labs, which is you guys know Mika was on our spaces a couple weeks back. She is also working with that team and trying to get her on the Espresso Shot, but she keeps ambushing. Well, no, not ambushing. That's not the right word. She was ambushing me. She'd be here. She keeps. Well, she's not ghosting me either. She's like, when am I coming on? I'm like, next Monday, Friday. So it's the ball's in her court. The ball's in her court. But anyway, really, really interested in seeing OD Labs and talking about them a little bit. So we're going to try to get them on next week as well. But and Big No's right. It is quiet. The only real big news, right, is the potential, drama, like, oh, he's gonna go. What are we doing? And then we got D guys. We got D guys at season 3 release. Sorry, I got the kill it a little bit, so I might get murdered later. If I
Not my
all of a
fault.
sudden
I
go
warned
for it.
you.
Yeah. Anyway, D gods are season 3 release, but also Big Nail. I don't know if you were here Monday. Zimmy was speculating heavy about that use move. So that was all Zimmy.
Zimmy speculating. Never would have guessed. That doesn't sound
Yeah.
anything like him.
Yeah.
Super.
Zimmy was like jerking off to that speculation. Sorry, everyone.
So real quick, I gotta make this point real quick, like, because Zimmy wasn't speculating. He came up to me and he said, "Utah bridging to E," and he did. Like he literally disappeared. He was not speculating. He came to me in the private chat and he said, "Utah moving to E," and that's it. Like he just dropped an announcement and act like it was facts. And if you ask him right now, he's probably gonna tell you that Utah are on Eve already, because supposedly he heard like Frank talking in that podcast and he just assumed. Like he said, "There's no way that Utah are not going to Eve," and he's just rolling with it.
Yeah. So
really quick, I mean, we can talk about that, but like we definitely don't need to talk about that. Like,
I have never seen. You know what? You are ready to become a father. I saw that disappointed head shake just at one point. I was like, oh, this man's got that. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Head shake down. But anyway, no. Point being, we don't have to talk about it. But the point that I was really getting to was that the D God season 3 release is super expensive. And what I mean by that is that the asset, if you don't have a D God already, the asset to acquire the number is super high, looking at $15,000 to $20,000 right now, right? And that's crazy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens after the season 3 release comes out and the art gets released and the details of everything. Honestly, it's really funny that a lot of people are like, Frank, if you fuck this up, NFTs are dead. And I'm just like, NFT MFers just be so dramatic. But real quick,
no pressure though.
Yeah, no pressure though.
That is the vibe. Like somebody came up in this space the other day and it was like, "We live and die depending on how season 3 goes." And I'm like, yo, like I love your passion, but like we're vibing over here, man. Regardless what happens with D Gods, with you, it's like that's why we move different over here on Polygon. So we're not gonna stress about all that. We're gonna hang out, we're gonna vibe, we're gonna take care of business, and other people will step up. That's what I'll say. Like that's really all I really think I need to say about it. If it happens, I'll make some comments next week. But don't want to speculate too much because that's how you get caught in a trap and then you say something stupid and then you move forward. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to get into that.
And then all of a sudden we're being arrested because Waz leaked our spaces to the FBI or some shit. But real quick, I want to give Puke some love. He had his hand up. He took it down because he was tired of us talking. Puke, want to throw it over to you, my man. How we doing?
I'm doing good, bro. And it's Maeve that got his hand up. He was tired of your monologue, so he put it down. But bro, you got it right. His name is Michael. How do you know? Holy shit.
Miguel. Actually, it's Miguel.
Oh, Miguel.
I mean, same difference. Miguel, Michael, they're the same person at this point. Yeah, no, Puke, how you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm excited. This is the Polygon Shot. Yesterday, we kind of like have our first multilingual language, which is a Chinese Spaces. And I have to say, I suck. I totally only understand like 50% of what they are saying. But it's interesting now that, when I talk about, building Polygon spaces and stuff like that, it's always going to be more language, right? Not just English. So kind of like wanting to onboard more Chinese speakers. I think, Grim, you were there the whole entire time and you do not know a single Mandarin. But we have like, the Chinese community is crazy, bro. Like, I think on live, it has like 200 to 300 people. And after the spaces end, it's like 2K now. So Chinese community is crazy. They ask all sorts of questions, which I have no idea. So Big New, the next time I have that, I have to bring you there to explain a lot of stuff they were talking about. And I'm like, I just know about, NFTs on Polygon. Don't ask me the chain. Don't ask me about, real world assets and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God. But these people, they are really excited. And the question that they ask shows that, hey, they are on like, different chain. They wanting to come on Polygon. So it's really an exciting time, bro.
And I think we were talking about this yesterday too, Puke. I think it's one of those things where it's a cultural conversation, right? Like we need to encourage our community to do more outreach in multiple different languages, in multiple different cultural significances, because what vibes with one community and one cultural sense is it might not vibe with somebody else. So that's why it's so like critical for you all to do what you are doing currently, like having these bigger conversations, ensuring that we continue to move the ball forward. And I'm there just to stare blankly into the space until you translate everything to me, and then I will speak, and then you'll translate it back. So I've been on a space where that's happened. I've co-hosted some Japanese spaces where I literally speak. I had to like stop speaking because I talk way too much, obviously, and then they like translate it for me, and then they get answers, and then translate that back to me in English. And I was like, "This is absolutely wicked. This is taking 4 hours longer than it should."
You are a brave man for doing.
Dude, it was nerve-wracking, and it's a project called Crypto Ninja DAO, and they are popped off. They like airdropped me a free NFT. It was like worth 0.03. It went up to 0.3. I sold it. Now they're saying like 4 ETH. So you know that's just my luck, right? Like it is what it is. I was looking for some liquidity. I needed to do it. So with that though, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's great vibes happening in the space here, and people see the value, right? People see the Web 2 opportunities. People see it in the digital collectible sense, in the gaming sense. That's what we were talking about in the space last, literally 30 minutes ago. There are so many different like lanes to run in on Polygon because of the way the BD team has developed all this, and the tech just keeps advancing. It's one thing that we'll touch on later during the Matic Minute. And then, want to kick it over to Maeve, obviously, because that was actually who had their hand up.
Yeah.
So sure. Go ahead.
Michael, Big Nil here. Michael, let's throw it over to you.
Who's Michael? There's Miguel, Michaela.
Makeo.
But no, I raised my hand because it was just a vibe. Like I like the tune, so I just raised my hand to the vibe, virtual raise hand. That was pretty much it. And had no questions, to be honest. Here to suck all of your positive energy. Just dump it all on me. A long time since I heard Big News speak. He doesn't come by any of our spaces anymore. Low key bearish on him, but yeah, his energy is high key bullish on that.
I got some. I listen, Maeve. Once you understand what I'm doing in like a week and a half, yeah, thumbs down me. Okay, once I drop the bomb on what's going on in my life right now, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, I understand why Nil can't be around at this exact moment." Right? In like 2 weeks, I'm gonna be around a ton. You're not gonna be able to get rid of me. I'm not sure what I'm talking about right now, and nobody knows. Actually, everyone on the screen knows.
Well,
yeah. So
we
we're just, we know the people that know. But if you don't know, you're not gonna know now. You're gonna know now.
I'm like, wait, is he about to do it right now? Is he about to do it?
No. We're gonna keep that under wraps a little bit. I'm just building, fam. I'm just making sure that like people can find avenues for growth out here and connect organically. So no, but in all seriousness, Maeve, I know that you all have been running your face off at that hour, and we absolutely appreciate you each and every day. And once my time schedule loosens up a little bit, you can guarantee that you have Big Nil's juice there to take care of you. Yeah, well, he likes that I say the word juice when I get excited.
Does it come in like tubs, jugs, or like gallons?
Yeah, it comes in sealed barrels like oil, actually, and you have to like literally put it into yourself. Yeah.
Can I pre-order? Just pre-order.
Yeah, but there's gonna be a weird minting process and in a subscription model that you got to re-up every month, and like it's just gonna be too steep for your bags, mate. But you'll get there. Yeah, I'm talking to my ass. Here I am, my $12 PFP next to his freaking Azuki. Like freaking ridiculous. Go, Jacques. It sounds like.
Look, we got. Man, you really like Shotgun today, huh? We got two hands up. But first, I want to check in with Shotgun. I know Shotgun hasn't had a jungle report in a minute, but I want to check in with Shotgun. Are you okay? You can't get the constant. You can't get the payout while you're in Brazil. How does that make you feel, Shotgun? Can you do anything anymore?
It makes me. Not yet, bro. It makes me feel like moving out. Like honestly. Because I can't get $5 from Elon, and now I feel broke. I don't know. But anyways, before I give Sans another chance to monologue, let me check in with my lawyer before he lets me get arrested or some shit. Because, I ain't even getting money. So if I get, like, sued or something, I can't even defend myself. So what's the BMGM, bro? What's good?
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. And Sansa, you were talking about the Pixelverse. They also are releasing a coin. Another coin, just what we need, that you could basically to hopefully like have some operability across different games that you create. So it's an interesting concept. Some news of the day, since Sansa didn't call me for this, but I'll let it go. So the law firm that actually set up FTX and like their different legal entities is actually being sued in a class action for creating fake companies to help FTX and Fat Boy hide money all over the world. So that's an interesting turn of events where the law firm itself is facing a class action again in California. So that's a fun thing. And then for all of you people that I don't know what Google incognito mode is used for, I just hear rumblings of it, but Google's actually facing a lawsuit over it's not as private as you think, and they know all the sites that you went to that have X's in it. So
Whoa.
using that
Whoa, they know where I'm going to?
Yeah. Apparently, yeah.
Burn your laptop. Burn your laptop. Sorry, watch.
Yeah, everyone. It's okay. Everyone's gonna have to start watching porn the old-fashioned way on a VHS. And you have to like rewind it and find your favorite scene. So the internet's dead, people. Move on. Something else to do.
I'm going to magazine.
Yeah. What was that Seinfeld episode? It was the issue of Vogue that he found in his mom's bathroom and got caught. Nobody. Okay.
Yeah, we're not like 47. Sorry, Wajda. But we love that you are, and you're that hot at 47. It's really amazing. And
honestly, know the master of your own. You guys really not know the master of your own domain episode?
Oh, I know that. That's from Seinfeld. Yes. Hell yeah.
It's the most hilarious episode ever. So for all of you young kids, they make a bet on who can last the longest without masturbating. And it's very, very funny.
Well, I'm glad that we have a 47 and a 46-year-old in the space here today. We have a boomer hour. Welcome to the Boomer Shot. No, I'm just kidding. But with that, we are.
Big Nil, how is Big Nil? How is Utes doing on Matic? I forget.
I'm not gonna comment on that until I have something to comment on that. Okay. I will aggressively comment on it next week if there is something to comment on. But currently, I'm not a speculator, Waj. I'm just a freaking Polygon trader, okay? Go off. Goddamn. Go easy on me, okay? No, with that, though, we do want to appreciate everyone coming up, obviously, here today. We're having some great conversations. Actually, total BS. We literally are just kicking the can around in a circle, and we need to provide some more value. So we're going to focus on that in the last hour here, all right, fam? Let's make sure that's the value hour. But if you are part of this ecosystem, if you vibe with Shotgun, if you vibe with Sansa, if you are about what the Espresso Shot is here for, right? That value add, that commentary, that discussion back and forth with our people on Web3, please jump in that bottom right corner. Let's give it a like. Let's give it a retweet. Let's send this space out to a DM group that you're a part of, right? I know each and every one of you is NFTing with somebody, right? I say that a lot. Don't NFT alone. You should always be engaging with somebody you trust. Send this out to your NFT buddy and be like, yo, there's stuff going on in this space. You want to learn more about Polygon? This is why we are here. We would greatly appreciate that support in that direction. So with that being said, we'll keep things rocking and rolling. We got Running Pops up here, one of the awesome supporters on Polygon. Dude is a beast. They are doing a ton. I don't want to spoil like what they have announcing because I know what they have announcing. So Mario, take the mic. Here you go, bro.
Well, talking about masturbation.
Jeez.
No, I'm joking.
Got him.
Guys, I'm here like, damn, should I leave the stage right now? Should I leave the stage? Like, oh my God.
So, no,
You're safe, Gigi. You're safe.
Dark Knights yesterday generated 5 million as volume in Polygon. Just FYI, guys. Okay. So whatever will happen, we're good and everything is good in Polygon ecosystem. And I heard that the Espresso Shot is teaming up with Running Pops for like around $10,000 prizes. I don't know. I heard it right, Sansa?
Yeah. Sounds about right. Yeah.
Super casual.
Super casual, you know. Yeah. Stay tuned for the details of that announcement. I'll say that much. I don't want to spoil it all in one shot. I love running pops. But also, you know what I love even more? You know what I love even more? Actually, there's no one I love even more. So space is over. Let's go ahead and press. I'm gonna end the spaces. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Solana shot. Big Nose shaking his head right now. He's like, bro, come on, what are we doing? But look, running pops. I didn't know you were gonna drop that soon. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be honest. So shout out to running pops. But look, let's threw me off. Big deal.
I was like, are we really gonna spill the beans or what?
Made a beans reference, everybody. All right, Chalkin gets a point for the beans reference. Tick. No, man. So again, also running pops. Like, do you want to talk about the net thing, or do you not want to talk about the net thing, or
Yeah, so basically, I don't want to chill so much. Just a lot of things are happening in the running pops ecosystem. We onboarded many communities from Solana, Ethereum for the season 2, as well from Polygon. The community prize now is 20,000 Matic. Space Kellys and Reg Dogs are fighting for it. The second tournament, the community prize will be 1 Bitcoin. As well, we signed a deal with one of the major mainstreams platforms called Net-ish something to start producing our first animated series that will be broadcasted technically Q1 or Q2 in 2024. So it will be running pops characters along with many Polygon partners inside it, and maybe some Sol or ETH partners. So yeah, a lot of things happening. So excited about it, what we are building, what we are cooking. And thanks for all the support from all of you guys, because without you, we couldn't do this.
Hell yeah, running pops. Again, like, I just wanted to highlight it because I think it's so cool. Like, we don't need to talk about it too much, but like, gonna be pretty monumental for whatever net ... is, right? Like, it's gonna be one of those things cool. So solidify everything. We'll hype it up as we continue to hear more things. Obviously, so excited for everything that's coming on our end as a collaborative effort. That's the main thing. We're trying to make sure that everyone finds great avenues to have entertainment, gain some value, get out here and actually have a fun time on NFTs, like on Web3. That is how we all joined into this. Like, we all thought, oh, make a sick bag, make a bunch of money. I'm looking at the people on stage, and only one of those people have actually done that. So it really comes down to enjoying yourself, making sure that you're having a good time, and really having that experience that takes you to the next level, and keeping this bad boy sticky as possible. Shotgun, take my mic.
For sure, man. Big Neil, I actually wanted to ask you something real quick, because Running Pops mentioned Space Kellys, and yesterday I was casually scrolling through the timeline and I saw you posting your own. So, I saw that you minted. So how was the minting experience, man?
Yeah, man. So Space Kellys launched the Magic Eden Launchpad. So like, smooth process as far as that goes, like secure. That's like what I feel comfortable like giving a wallet with a few assets on the Magic Eden Launchpad at least. But with that, there was a lot of cool things that happened. So the mint process was really exciting. Everyone had, we had EJ up here about 3 weeks ago, about a week before their mint happened. And how things happened is essentially there was 3 tiered levels of ships, right? So blue ships, red ships, gold ships. Red was the bottom, then blue, then gold, right? So rarity tiers. And then we all minted a bunch of ships. We grabbed we did our thing. And then they opened up a reveal lab, right? So you could, it's kind of like opening a pack of Pokemon cards. You can either reveal, leave it stagnant, whatever you may want to call it. But yeah, essentially there was, it was greatly received by the community, pumped a great amount of volume on a number of different marketplaces. The mint price was at 25 Matic. I believe they're sitting at like 60 Matic right now. Probably traded around like 60K Matic worth of volume so far. So I know everyone's like, I don't even know what that means. It means like $20 essentially. But regardless, it's more so about that they have an innovative kind of platform they're building between gaming, between different utilities and unlockables. So they're doing some very cool things. And I think the art is actually fire. Like, I got a bunch of cool ones on my end. My Space Skelly was like wearing a cloak and kind of floating around like a ghost, and it was a really kind of cool experience to go through.
Nah, man, I agree. Like, the artwork, it kind of gives me like those old cartoon vibes, like that I used to watch when I was a kid. So it's pretty fun to see it all around. And just something that I wanted to highlight, I think it's really interesting. Like, when I talk to, like, let's say the youths, not the youths community. Yeah. For those of you guys in the live stream, Big No just showed like his Space Caddy, so pretty cool. Oh, another one. Okay. But I just said it's really interesting because we talk like to different people in different communities, and I hear people like, oh, youths need to get out of Polygon because the volume is so low. And then Big New comes in here. Oh yeah, Space Cali, they minted out at 25 Matic, and right now they're at 60, 60,000 Matic volume. And I'm like, what the hell are these people talking about? So yeah, it just puts into perspective that, never listen to one source. Like actually go and see the full picture yourself. But another thing that I wanted to touch on with you, Big Neil, because I think it's really interesting that we do those follow-ups, because we kind of had Space Callies, we had like Pluto Misfits here. So it's kind of cool like to follow up and see where they're at. I'm not sure if you, of course you saw, but what are your thoughts on the art review for Pluto Misfits, dude?
Dude, yeah. So I'm a big fan. I think majority of people on the timeline are a pretty big fan of what's been done from the Pluto team. Step by step, like reveal process, right? So they had the portals that were originally minted. Those went for like 99 Matic. They mooned all the way up to 500 Matic at some point, dropped all the way down to 200-ish Matic, I believe was the floor prior to reveal. Then they had like one outstretched arm coming through the portal, which was kind of cool. So it gave you a little bit of a hint on what your portal's holding. And then the full reveal was last week. I believe it was on Friday. In between that, though, they've already launched staking. Like they're doing a ton of things, and you're collecting like essentially like mushrooms to have an experience with, and all this different stuff. So again, what I enjoy a ton is a visible team and groups that are delivering on those processes, right? And that's what you're having with the Pluto team exceptionally well. They are out here on spaces. I mean, we've seen Vi jump in this space prior to everything kind of pushing out. They jump in GM Polygon all the time with Johnny Metaverse over there, Magic Eden. All those people are really working hard to ensure that there's value instilled in the project, not that there's just this hype mint. As far as the art style, it's like a 3D. It's kind of like Klano, but not really like Klano as far as like the
real quick, can I give like a description on how I see it? Like the way I see it is kind of like a more cartoon version of Clone X. Like I see the 3D kind of remember me a little bit of Clone X, but it's a little bit more, I'd say like cartoon, like it's a little bit more light. It's not as humanized as Clone X. So I thought it was really cool, but yeah, back to you, man.
No, I think that's exactly what it is. And I think the team's going to just continue to evolve and provide more support for the community out here, too. I mean, everyone knows Pluto was one of the most hyped mints on Polygon for a minute, right? So the migration happens with y00ts, and then obviously there's Alpha and Brozos and all these great projects that are coming out. But then it comes down to it, and then it's over to the Pluto team. I think it's going to accelerate the process. There's a really big push. It sounds like, wait, the art's actually fire. Yes, the art is actually fire. It's the only project I've been a part of that reveal moved the floor price up. Kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, because I'll be honest. I didn't have a lot of time and to mint, and I when the minting, like because I didn't convert to Matic. I had USDC ready to go, and then obviously I just ended up forgetting. I ended up forgetting about it because that particular day got really busy really fast, and then I just and now I faded a couple $100 of profit, and here we are. But I'm not gonna lie, might be picking it up, might be picking one or two up at some point in this next week. But
if it makes you feel better, you would have just wasted on a commission anyway. So
I was about to say that, was thank you,
dude. There is literally no rest for our roasts up here, man. Sansa, like this dude, like I mean, he must go back to his wife and be like, these people actually hate me. Like I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I literally say to her, I'm like, hey, today was a good day, but there's still that like same group of people that I'm pretty sure they absolutely fucking hate me. That and with they do not rest. I'm pretty sure Waj saves notes for while he's trying to fall asleep. Save notes in his notepad. It's like, oh, this is a good one. Sansa's gonna love this. And he just comes at me, full force. My own lawyer, nonetheless. So you know what? I'm canceling that trip to LA. I fear for my safety, IRL. Canceling that trip to LA ASAP. I'm just kidding. I never booked it in the first place. But anyway, Big deal. Back to you.
That's amazing. No, man, we just got to keep you in check, obviously. When somebody hears your voice so much, they will pick up on the mannerisms that happen, right? So it's unfortunate, kind of part of the ecosystem out here. So it is what it is. And the worst part is if you listen back to your own spaces, I've been doing that recently, trying to like get myself a little bit better, you know, watch some film, as they say. That is a nightmare. Don't do that. Just work on it in real time, because I'm like really scared of my own voice and the words that I consistently say. So yeah, with that, I obviously encourage anybody, if you're in the Polygon ecosystem, I see a bunch of great homies out there, CC, Jerk, Jesser, Goobs, all you homies are rocking and rolling with us. If you have a topic you want to bring up, feel free to jump up with us here today, request up. We got some room on the stage, always here to rock and roll. But we can also get into the Polygon, or excuse me, the Matic Minute, which is now like the poll minute. I'm not really sure, but Shotgun, you got your hand up. Go ahead.
I was literally about to ask if you were ready for the Matic Minute, but I mean,
we are synchronizing at a higher level than we ever have recently. My hands are shaking. I'm excited about it. No, yeah, let's hit it. Are we on music?
All right. The Matic Minute by Big Noob.
Thank you very much, Shotgun. All right, over here in the Matic studio. I'm so used to like walking around during the Matic Minute and just like getting a bunch of energy out. I have to sit for the
Nah,
screen.
fam, you gotta sit that ass down and get to work.
That's why my hands keep moving, because I'm like up here like an Italian that doesn't know what to do with this. I'm actually Italian, so like I'm about a boopy. But regardless though, there's always hot stuff being built on Polygon. Okay, my wife's home. I gotta chill out a little bit. But with that, there's some cool updates, obviously, and Wajda and Running Pop stole a couple of my updates, but it is. But the things we want to highlight here today specifically are over from Sandeep's camp himself. Obviously, everyone knows Sandeep. He's like the CEO. He's the founder of Polygon. Does a lot of great for the ecosystem out here. Gives back, invests in projects himself. He does a lot, right? Tweeted out today about the DraftKings NFTs that were launched and the sales volume over the 24-hour period. It peaked at $4.5 million. So a huge push for volume on the Polygon NFT side. It is literally it's exactly what we're looking for. And this is what he talks about when he discusses onboarding 1 billion users into the ecosystem. It's small efforts like that. And on a typical day, that probably would have been the #1 volume push on everything. But Ethereum had like a big push for some odd reason. I'm not really sure. But a 370% increase day over day. I mean, absolutely insane. Who knows if that momentum continues, right? We got to make sure that DraftKings sees those volumes, sees the value, and really what we're doing out here. But a pretty exciting time to just watch things continue to evolve, right? The second thing I want to hint at as well, and we got to have this guy on. I promise you, I'm hunting him down like a freaking lion stalking his prey. But Mr. Mint, everyone should know Mr. Mint's name at this point. Mr. Mint is over there, the founder of Alpha. He's also the head CEO over at Manifest Labs. Manifest Labs just cooks, man. And a lot of guys over there that are working with them, people like David 10X, they have a partnership with Magic Eden, obviously. Alpha started everything for Manifest Labs, which was a 19 Matic Mint, launched back in, I believe, March of this year, and then pumped all the way, currently sitting at 1,500 Matic. So I don't do numbers very well, but 19 to 1,500 Matic is a big jump, right? So exciting. Obviously, they're doing great volume, but now it's like doubling down on their ecosystem. They've released 2 more projects. All of them have sold out. All of them are above floor price. And now it's about focusing on their incubator projects, right? So the incubator projects are going to be not directly like founded by the team over at Manifest Labs, but essentially coached by, consulted by, whatever you want to say here, all launching on Magic Eden because of the partnership, obviously. And we got some exciting news from, we've got a little bit of a sneak peek of the art. I keep loading things on my freaking phone or on my computer, and then I have to load them on my phone to actually share them to the top because, like, I'm just a bozo. Apparently, I can't dual wield at all. But I just pinned some art to the top. Now, you Azuki MFers out there are probably going to like this because it's an anime style. It's got some very cool art associated with it, as you see up above. And I know, right? And it's looking like, again, this is hasn't been confirmed. I'm not trying to speak. God damn, I guess I'm speculating here when I said I wasn't going to be speculating. It's going to be launched on Polygon, right? That's the speculation currently. A very heavy art style, obviously, as you see, some great detail. The vibes are exceptional with it, and it's supposed to be very unique as far as the utility they're bringing to. So Manifest Labs, as I mentioned, it's just a hotbed for innovation, for different kind of art styles, and they're going to continue to accelerate with this accelerator program. So it's really exciting to continue to see in the future here. And yeah, I know I need to start like understanding how to do multiple things at one time on the space. I'm supposed to stream this. I'm supposed to post it. I'm supposed to how much more?
Technically, you wouldn't have to do it. I'm sure we could do something where we set it up like before the stream, and like Chris just pop them up on screen, and you could just sort of figure out a hand signal to let him know, like, hey, go to the next one or something like that.
This no, but so that is like currently what's happening in the ecosystem. Again, there is speculation, right, in Polygon currently about what is going to be next for the youths. I'm going to lay off of that conversation at this point. Other people can
okay,
talk
wait. I know you want to lay off that conversation, but let me ask the speak. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Anyone that's up here right now as a speaker, is there anything you want to touch on this subject? And then we can confidently put it behind us if no one has anything to say. I want to give it to Puke and Michaela as well to ask him what they think about that as well. You don't have to comment on it if you don't want to, but I just kind of want to give you guys a chance here to comment on that. Go ahead, Puke.
For sure. I think what Big News say is true, right? When we look at, for example, Launchpad right now in the whole ecosystem, we have Comet and we also have Magic Eden. But to the degree of what kind of project launches, they always have like, for example, higher tier art versus the mid tier one. So right now, I mean, the vibes are high, but we see, for example, Manifest Labs, their projects are minting out. Whereas the mid-tier project, I would say, is kind of like 60 to 70% minting. So vibes are still high, people are still minting it, but I think we in the Polygon ecosystem at least, somebody need to raise the bar a little bit higher for projects to kind of like mint out. And I think one thing that did great Manifest is like that the art and styles that they are testing is more and more different. Not gonna lie, this is giving me a little bit of like that Azuki AI vibe kind of stuff. And to touch a little bit of Pluto art, I don't know how I'm feeling it, man. I think it's okay. It gives me like Jimmy Neutron kind of vibes when I review mine. I still have one more that is unreviewed. But tell me your honest opinion, man. The Pluto guys are not here. Everybody really vibing with the art, or is there any doubts, man? Sansa, tell me your honest opinion, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll say this first. I had a friend who was a Clone X Maxi, and I was like, who would ever want to have a 12-year-old as their PFP in 3D? Who wants that in their life? But then, I started looking at them more and I see the appeal. So I will say this. I do understand the Clone X vibe now. But Pluto Misfit wise with the art, I'm actually impressed. I'm not gonna lie. Not that I'm super shocked, because with the way that we were talking with them, I mean, Big Nail will remember, we were talking with them behind the scenes on a couple different calls with a couple different things. And it was very obvious that they have a plan and strategy and structure in mind in general going forward. And how often do you really see that in projects? So I was already kind of bullish on that. And then seeing the art, which I'm going to be 100% honest, I legit just completely forgot after that one time that I couldn't mint. And then I'm seeing it today. I kind of fuck with it. I might actually convert some thematic just to buy. I never do that. So that take with that information what you will. But yeah, Big Nil, what about you?
He's gonna use the nil bridge. He's not even gonna go through a right channel. He's just gonna send me ETH. I'm gonna send him Matic, and I'm gonna do the conversion on my end eventually when I want to buy something new. That's just how it works. But regardless, yeah, Puke, I'm a fan. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If you don't like it, that's 100%. I mean, art's subjective, right? So you have the right to not like it. I know the team isn't in here today, but that Jimmy Neutron reference is pretty funny, because I'm like looking at mine now and I'm like, God damn, like this is literally Carl Weezer, but it's just like a little bit.
It just takes one person's perspective to change your whole outlook on it. And now Puke has tainted us with the Jimmy Neutron vibes. Right. God damn it!
I'm gonna tweet it out like right after this. I was like, congrats, when is this coming to Nickelodeon? But regardless, what we should be focusing on, and all jokes aside, right? Puke brought up something that I really liked. And you know what? It's something that is sentimental. It's like been a sentiment on Polygon recently, and me and Puke haven't even talked about it, which is like kind of the vibe, right? There is something that's happening on Polygon because of how the ecosystem is built, right? As far as the builders themselves, it's all been relationship and community sentiment, right? So I'm friends with you, you're friends with me, we all support each other, and we're in a better place for the most part, as long as you're legitimate and you put in some goddamn effort. You're not going to get the easy pass into having a bunch of money and getting that stuff, right? But what a lot of people are suffering from is support fatigue. Like it's getting to a point for a lot of us out here where if you've been buying on Polygon for a while, there's a good chance that a good percentage of your wallet is dead AF. So you really need to make some adjustments as far as your spending. And so when it comes to it, right, there's going to be more projects coming out. There's going to be other mints dropping. We are like the sounding board for the community right now for myself is twofold. It's one, step your game up 100%. You need to, or else you're going to get left in the dark and be pissed off when your mint is at 30%, even if you're using a launch pad. So do more, either provide more utility, have more fire art, work harder on something else, build a game, do something cool, innovate, you bozos, or you're going to fail. And the second portion of this is, and this is a point that Waj has brought up a lot, and I've kind of faded this point until about 2 weeks ago. Waj just said, why don't I see Polygon NFTs on the timeline? It's because we haven't trained our people on the algorithm as effectively as people like Solana and Ethereum who've been doing it for longer are trained, right? We have a lot of community members coming over from Reddit. We have a lot of Web 2 people jumping into the ecosystem because it's easy access at this point. And what we haven't trained them on is engagement. Work the algorithm, be a reply guy, do all those things that we do on a day-to-day basis that we know work. Because I told everybody in the space yesterday, I was like, yo, fam, I want you to know my GMs compared to somebody over on ETH suck because I only engage with you all. And you all aren't engaging back. I straight up said it, right? And I was like, I need you all to do better because we aren't ending up on Waj's timeline. And that's pissing me off, right? Like so many people.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Stop. Pause. Rewind. All of the actions right now. Sansa here, by the way. No, I'm just kidding. Because apparently we just got a DM in the fact it's a special chat GC. Who's talking right now? I'm like, well, it's Big Nil. And then Waj went ahead and just did a bunch of explanations that I will not repeat right now because Shotgun is having a fucking field day right now. But my favorite thing is that, first of all, that's a good note because I think that's interesting when you bring it up. You have literally the blockchain like social educators, right? You got Dup on Solana a little bit. Obviously, there's other people, but like, for me, what rings off is stuff on Solana. ETH is kind of like really wide open. I would say NFT God if I had to pick a or Leap. I mean? Yeah. Who? Leap doesn't educate people on social media. Okay. I mean, he just shows up and does an 8 out.
Well, their vibe is just the conversation. They don't really need to do the education. It's like, what kind of friction's happening, and then that gets us somewhere, right?
Okay, that's fair. So you got Leap, NFT God, and Zymiri, basically. But like those people are educators, and so Big Nil's ready to take that lead for the Polygon blockchain. So I'm excited to see that. But I think it's funny how you use Waj as a unit of measurement of all people. You're going to
Waj.
That guy? Really?
If it's not on Waj's timeline, go ahead, Shotgun.
He just GMs like GM at Shotgun. Like he's a straight up bot. I'm not even like talking Waj, bro.
He didn't do that to me today though. He literally said GM like BN. And I was like, who the hell was BN? Like that's freaking weird. I'm over here like not having a
like, I'm not. He's like, I ain't typing all that out.
Drag me like you usually do, baby. I love you too much for you to change. But yeah, so the unit of measurement that I'll be using moving forward is 1 Waj. If I'm not attracting 1 Waj per post, I'm doing something wrong, right? So if you all want to amplify your voice, like we need to make sure that we're engaging on a higher level. And because again, it's just one example. But I know that the majority of the people that are replying to my GMs and my content and all the content, whatever I post, I just post stuff. Whenever I tweet out something, it's all Sol and ETH people, right? And to be honest, like as somebody who is doing so much on the Polygon side of things, to not have like the post engagement as well as the Twitter space engagement, it's just a red flag to me, right? So I'm always honest how we're out here building, and when we're trying to be transparent about what we need to do better at, it's one of those things. Like we really, really need to focus on that, because it's some people, and again, this is really foreign to me because I live in these goddamn things, don't go on spaces. I know that's scary for everybody, not being on spaces, but for a lot of people out there, they're just engaging on the timeline and pumping in Discord and hanging out on the algorithm portion of it. That needs to be a focus for us to get better if we want to continue to provide more volume, more people, more innovators, everything. It'll just make us better as a community. So twofold, work harder, be more unique, engage, you bozos. Shotgun go, and then we got some good hands up. I want to get over to him.
Yeah,
yeah, don't
I
even
just
bother.
got hold on a second. I just got accused of using the leap method. I'm a little insulted by a mutant, no less. If you know, you know. I'm so shook right now. Shotgun, hurry up! I want to throw it in the hand so we can go ahead and throw it back in his face.
I was trying to throw to the hands when you jumped into my neck, but Photoshop, GM, brother, what's good? You have been.
Wait! Hold on.
Oh,
Make sure you retweet the room, comment, like, all that shit. No one reads my notes. I literally said retweet, like, comment, speech, reset, then we throw it to the head. Read the notes. But anyway, go ahead, bottom right hand corner, retweet the space, show some love in the comments. You already know. Press the heart. You got a heart. Photoshop, what's good?
Yo, GM, always a pleasure, gentlemen and ladies. Yeah, Polygon is super interesting to me. It's one of my biggest holdings for as far as like in my alts portfolio, but I'm not as into the NFT scene, and I see huge value and opportunity there. I actually think Polygon's probably one of the most likely chains to dominate the future of the gaming space, because I know a lot of NFTs want to live on ETH, but also have their gaming flow through Polygon. So that's where I'm the most interested to get into the ecosystem, is in the upcoming games. But I'm also super curious about how the DGods Season 3 is going to play out. That's where my eyes are as far as Polygon goes. But I definitely think you guys are right that it's all engagement. It's all showing up and support. ETH has had a lot longer to live in the Twitter zone as far as getting people engaged and on their projects. So it'll be interesting to see Polygon grow.
I want to respond to that too. I mean, again, obviously, Photoshop. I'm on both sides of the coin. Well, that's kind of funny. I'm a big Matic holder. Like it's my favorite token. Like 100%. I think there's a lot of value in it, and I think the way that poll will evolve Matic eventually too, to be that third level governance token, is going to be very cool for the space. And I think it's going to be something that people haven't seen yet. Being like, I don't want to get into technicals too much, but being a validator, being in the governance side of things, it's doing multiple levels of what you can engage in its ecosystem with. So I'm excited for the evolution of that. And yeah, I think again, everyone is underselling still gaming. Like everyone doesn't know. There's a reason why Immutable X and the Polygon partnership are going to be massive. It's because they have the user base, we have the technology, and we continue to push in the right direction and make. God damn it, and make sure that we can find more users, right? And all these assets, when you talk about like how many assets are in a video game, right? Just break it down very simply. It's like if you're in a first-person shooter, it's guns, helmets, armor, shoes, everything, right? Like think of how many different assets will have to live on the blockchain. It's just not viable unless it's on something that's efficient, right? Some will pick Sol, some will pick some off-chain Arbitrum somewhere else, right? But if you want exposure to Ethereum, which we know is the biggest volume, which is the biggest, like, it's the longest lasting one out here, right, that you can build on, you're going to have to lean on Polygon, because for your efficiency purposes, that's the only way to do it. It's the only thing that's going to scale effectively. There's a bunch of different people trying to like essentially jip off their, swag a little bit, but it's just not going to be effective long-term in my opinion. So I think it's a really good point here. And I think it's going to keep evolving. We're just seeing 2.0 and what Polygon's going to do in the future. Give it time. We're going to see this bad boy cook, in my opinion, really well. So we'll keep moving it over to the hands. We have some awesome people up here with us today. I'm going to give it over to No Futuristic over there at the Avagachi Bam. And then we're going to get over to Banshees with Buddha. I think it's Buddha, but go ahead.
Hey friends, man, I'm loving the energy. I just wanted to say, like, reflect on the engagement part of it. I totally agree. I've been here 2 years with Avagachi doing social media stuff, and it's like they're builders. They're focused on building. So when it comes to like going out and actually marketing, people aren't thinking of that. That culture has to change here, and it is sad because you do see, like, with Avagachi, they use the double A in a lot of their spelling on Twitter, and I've been telling them stop doing that because that's killing our engagement, because the algo kills you if it's like misspelled or something like that. So I feel like if we can generate that sense of community that you see on ETH, that you see on Sol, people will move over here. The utility's here, gaming is here. DraftKings, Reddit, Starbucks, all these different big projects coming over here, but it's about like fostering that community through engagement, like Espresso / Sansa / I guess Big Nil said.
We're like a Mighty Morphin Power Ranger over here. It's just like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers assemble, and then we all get over the Megazord. I think that's what they call it when everybody combines all their animals. Yeah, it's freaking sick. But no, I mean, like, no future. I think also because you and I have been around for a little bit, we've seen this evolve over time. And before, it was just like you had to do everything yourself, right? Good chance is if you were if you were on the founding team or you are a founder, you might be creating art, you might be marketing, you might be actually educating people on how to use Polygon, because there was a lot of friction back then. Getting better, right? Getting better with time, obviously, but there's so many different layers for it. I think like we should connect in the back channels. I know that we don't follow each other yet. My bad. I'm following you now. And we should. He wasn't following me either, so it's not shady, fam. But we should connect in the back channels so that we can host a space on this engagement like direction, right? Like we should have a conversation with our people, hype it up over a week, make sure that people get educated. We get 100, 150 people in that bad boy, and we just pump out the alpha of how we should be engaging with people, right? Because people like Faded up here. Like, this dude is an engagement wizard. I mean, this man is mixing in the kitchen with the engagement direction, and he literally understands how this thing ticks. Like, this clock could be broken, and Faded would still hear a ticking sound, right? It's freaking amazing. So, yeah, I think it's right on par. There's a ton of stuff that we need to improve on, and this is one of them, right? Like, this is definitely one of them. Also, like, as far as how, like, the everything's evolving into Pol. Has everyone realized that you're going to be able to spend ETH directly on Polygon when it goes over to 2.0? Like, duh. Like, imagine liquidity it's going to come when you actually have everything migrated over to 2.0. Like, it's a no-brainer for me that things are going to go in the right direction with everything that's happening over here. So we'll give it over to Shotgun as the co-host, and then we'll kick it over to the Banshees.
No, yeah, man. I just wanted to add up real quick because, like, the Matic Polygon side of things, I think it's going to be really interesting to see like how it goes with the test of time, if anything, because something that they were talking in the NFT morning show earlier is like every time that there is like a huge influx of money like getting into the market, coins like, let's say, Doge, which people like barely even know what to use for, always pump. And the reason being is simple. It's like accessibility. And then you're seeing the same thing with like the Robi token right now, which Sansa mentioned earlier. Which many people don't know, but it's original from Solana. So like it just recently got implemented into ETH. And like if you just stop and think about it, like you're new to the ecosystem, you have this one chain where you can like buy and sell and spend like maybe less than $1. Why would you do it on ETH when you're going to spend like 5 to 10 at least? So it's pretty interesting, and I'm really curious to see how people, like new people into the market, are going to face it. Because like as of right now, like we have these old people, like a lot of people just don't like Solana or just don't like Matic, and they're going to do it in ETH regardless. But what I'm really curious to see is like the new people and how they're going to behave. But I see Banshees with the hand up. I don't want to hog. Banshees, GM, how you doing, man?
Good morning, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for having me. Man, I swear, I raised my hand as Buddha to give a bit of a hot take, but now I'm repping the Banshees account. So
Never mind, Buddha. What's good?
It can only be a spicy take now. What's up? You know, my 2 cents on this. Yes, Polygon is incredible. We know what we have here. We're not very good at telling people what we do have here, and I think we kind of delude ourselves about how easy it is to get over here. Oh, you didn't read my Medium article with 14 steps on how to bridge through the Umbria network and then import a fucking MetaMask something or other? That's not easy. Dogecoin people buy in masses because I make a Robinhood account and I can buy all the Dogecoin I need. This not your keys, not your wallet nonsense. I don't know the architecture of Visa. I don't have to know the architecture of Visa to go and buy a coffee with my credit card. This place is going to soar when you're using it and you don't even know you're using it. So I am all for non-custodial wallets. I am all for, okay, PayPal wants to make a token that gets frozen and all the Polygon maxis here like put their nose up in the air to it. That's mainstream adoption, dude. And we're like thumbing our nose at that shit. What are we doing? Sol better or Polo better fix these issues. And I hope it does great. I can spend ETH right on this chain. We need to, because we're deluding ourselves if we think it's easy to get over to Polygon and interact in this ecosystem right now. It is not easy. And until we make it more accessible, it's going to be, a bit of a struggle. Even with Solana, I make a Phantom wallet, I buy Solana, now I can interact on the Solana network. It's 3 steps, not 12. Not a maxi by any stretch of the imagination. Polygon is the place to be. We need to make it easier to get here, and we need to be a lot better at doing the algorithm tango, because Polygon MFers love to give builder-based analysis from a founder's standpoint, and that doesn't always sell. I want to be a little degenny too when I make messaging, and it's always that fine line between, am I trickling out the right amount of information, and is what I'm posting getting people excited? And I've only really just recently started to weaponize those two things. So, spaces where we focus on helping others do that, be a reply guy, but make sure your replies are valuable, put content out there that, it might be a slightly gimmicky, but it gets people in a discussion. You have to do that at first. So I'm outside walking right now. I can't stand on this soapbox too long. But make it easier to get here and educate people on how to interact with this algo a little bit. And I think the bull market's going to be just very fortuitous to us.
100% Buddha. And obviously, that we've had this conversation a lot in the back channels because we've been out here for 2 years, as you and I together. If anybody doesn't know, Buddha is now founder of his own project over at the Banshees, but he's also one of the OGs from over at the Billionaire Zombie Club. I'm sure Chris is going to have a aneurysm over here for how excited he is about that. But no, but to be totally transparent too, Buddha, we need these kind of conversations. We've been all hunky-dory, rainbows and butterflies on Polygon for a minute now, right? Now it's time to have some call to actions, right? Now it's time to actually ask our people to dig deep and get better at what we're doing out here. Because at first, yes, we want a welcoming ecosystem. Yes, we want to be, everyone can come over here and build, and you can get some resources and all those things. That's great, right? We'll get there. But nowadays, if you aren't doing the hard work in the background, we're going to get left in the dust a little bit. We're 100% going to get left in the dust. So need to make that a priority for all of us out here. Need to ensure that we continue to focus in that direction. And I'm glad that you were able to, step out of work and hang out with us here this morning. That's awesome. And appreciate those takes too, man. I know you got a lot on your plate right now. So exciting things coming out of the Banshee community as well. If you guys haven't given them a look, you should give Banshees a look. They're doing some cool shit over there. So we got 2 more hands up. Obviously, we have this beast. His name's Avi. All right. Avi is literally a weapon over here in the trading sense. He's also a weapon over at the Boomland Games community. Man, this guy does a lot for us out here. Avi, my brother, I know you missed GM Polygon because you were at this super secret meeting that I don't want to talk about because it's more speculation. How are you this morning?
GM, I'm back from my super secretive meeting, and all I can say is, holy fuck, I'm bullish for the next 24 hours. Maybe I kind of agree with a lot that was mentioned by I can't even say Buddha because it's Banshees, but Banshees / Buddha. I think Polygon still has quite a bit of work to do on the user experience side of things. It's just not that easy for someone from Solana or someone from ETH to actually be able to trade on Polygon. It's much more complex than it needs to be, and it's hard to retain these people because they have to pretty much complete 6 to 7 steps before they're able to actually trade and buy assets. And then once they're here, the assets are maybe not as liquid and the volume may not be to the extent where their effort is, they feel is rewarded. So I think that's the key thing which we need to look and try to address, in my opinion, because from what we've seen previously, we've seen Mint come do well. We've seen many people come across to the chain, but I think that's the only barrier that's left. It's that it's just not friendly enough to attract people from another chain. And once they're here, it's hard to give them like an amazing experience right off the bat, because it still got some ways to improve. But that's just my current thoughts.
Oh man, I unmuted myself on my computer, on my mic, and I got all confused, and my brain's still melting about this. And now I took my hoodie off because it was really hot.
I saw it happen. I saw that unmute button come out. I was like, wait, don't do it. You don't want the loop. You don't want the loop.
I kind of want the loop at some point. That's kind of funny. Like a wiggle. No, I mean, exactly. Like, again, this has gotten better. It's just not seamless yet, right? Like, it's not to a point where we feel like we're super comfortable. And again, like, I've used this example before, and sometimes I feel like a broken record, but it's a good example. And there's always new people up here, right? When I was minting my project, right, we minted out like 2-3 months ago now. I had homies like jumping in from my real world life, and I was hosting a space. Typically, I jump on a call with them if I'm onboarding them, so they can get comfortable and we can walk through things and share screens and all that. But I was co-hosting a space, and everyone knew that it was like the last chance they can get in. So I had 2 or 3 homies jump in. And I'm in the background. I'm obviously popping off like I always do, just rambling on because, it's who I am. But when they were going into the ecosystem and trying to like mint and buy and then look on secondary and all these different factors, they essentially text me and is like, yo, Neil, you're doing great stuff over here. It's just way too much for me. You know what I mean? It's way too much for me. It's difficult. It's a process that takes a little bit too much learning right now without you holding my hand, right? Which is like, it's fine. I'm down to hold people's hands when I'm available. But at the same time, if we want people to be onboarded efficiently as possible, it's just not going to be the right way. It's not going to be as effective as we can here. So, yeah, I know in the gaming sense too, Abby, it's going to be one of those things that we meet in the middle somewhere with where we can meet the Web 2 with the Web 3, and that'll be a great onboarding tool for all of us to utilize. But all these things will take time, and some people approach differently, right? Approaching it from the Web3 sense is like the transparency aspect of it, calling it NFTs, calling it Web3, that's fine. Approaching it from the Web2 sense, right, maybe opens up different doors, right, to onboard people on and essentially find that they're going to push in that right direction. So with that being said, Sandra's just like, we lost a bunch of listeners, and then there's a bunch of freaking bots. And then I just looked on the Twitter Spaces feed, and there are 2 other Polygon spaces open currently. Manifest Labs as well as Polygon are hosting 2 separate spaces. So get out of my lane. We've been here first. No, I'm just kidding. But at the same time, it is what it is. Like, we love that, okay? Ecosystem is thriving. There's always somewhere you can learn about this stuff. That's more than fine with me. I'm just telling you that I'm going to teach you better than anybody else, okay? Sansa, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to
And
say,
only on this space will Big Neil hold your hand.
It's true. It's true.
All right. Well, Waj, I'm happy if you want to like wipe your mouth a little bit from what you just did to Big Neil. That'd be great.
Right.
Anyway, look, let's get to the real talk here for once. But I mean, Polygon should come on our show if you ask me. But hey, it is what it is. We'll keep working at it. Tag Polygon in the comments. Tell them like, hey, come on to a special shot. We keep it educated. We keep it comedy. We keep it a little bit of everything. But I do want to say a little bit on what Banshee said a bit. I think it comes back to the point of the segmented process is never a good process, right? Why should you have to go above and beyond to act as your own bank? I think there's still a more streamlined process that we can use. I'm not going to act like I'm a dev or I'm a genius and I know everything. I have the solution to it all. But what I do know is that the way that we currently are definitely won't go mainstream, just like Buddha was saying as well. But I think we could definitely take a lesson from the way Reddit released things. And I know there's a little bit of like a hesitation with that because essentially Reddit is created it for you, which is not really much different than a bank opening a bank account for you either. So And I will say this up front is that I know that technically crypto is much more of a global resolution than it is a US resolution, right? And what I mean by that is US residents, or however you want to call them, do not see the need for it because they have a stable coin. Whereas your other countries that do not see the very big need for crypto, and that outside of their countries is a somewhat stable coin. And so I would implore everyone to kind of switch your perspective. Instead of your individual country or your individual local area, think a little bit bigger. Think about the bigger problems that this might solve at the end of the day, and bet on that. Because
Think about Shotgun. Freaking hey.
I mean, the moment Shotgun says, "Oh, Brazil is all of a sudden adopting ETH," everyone ape in immediately. Don't even think about it. Just throw all your life savings in it. Because no, I'm kidding. Not financial advice. Do your own research. Oh, yada 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 yada.
They are going to launch a stable coin this year, though.
Oh wait, are you being serious? Or are you fucking with us?
Yeah, I'm 100% serious. They are launching a stable coin this year.
Wait, did we talk about this? I feel like we talked about this. Wash, do you know about this?
I have a real question. What are they stabilizing it against? No offense for like the Brazilian economy, but stable is not like exactly what your economy is, or your like, are they stable? Like what is the peg?
I said they are launching a stable coin for the country's coin. And like I still understand that because they want to change our country's coin to like a coin that's gonna be like for the entire like South American Union or whatever the fuck they call that. But yeah, man, all I know is that there is this fucking stable coin coming out this year. Cigar already broke it down with like all they can freeze, they can steal your money, they can do this and that. But it's something. They are aware of the tech and they're doing something on that area. Like I don't know if it's going to be like attached to BRL, which is like the ticker for our national coin, or if it's going to be like for the South American coin that they're coming up with. But I'm pretty sure they are launching one this year. I've seen like a ton of articles about that.
As long as we get rid of the fucking business day terminology, I'm so tired of not getting my money within minutes. Like I'm tired of seeing it'll be there in 2 to 5 business days. Have a good day. I'll be like, go fuck yourself. I want my money and I want it now. So we can get rid of that. That's an improvement for the US in my book. Some people might not see it that way, but that's how I see it.
Bro, we already have it in Brazil. So like, who's living in the jungle really? You live in New Jersey,
Oh my god.
How are they able to take your money from your credit card instantaneously? Yet it takes them, 3 to 5 business years to send it back to you. Like, how does that work?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question, Moishi. We'll find out one day. No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty obvious, right? There's like, oh, we got to go through the verification, make sure you're you. Like, okay, well, I got to go through the verification, make sure you're you. Yeah, but anyway, I'm just being salty. Let's throw it over to Lord, our new favorite mutant. On the timeline.
Do not send your seed phrase if he asks for it in the DMs.
Yeah, and if he all of a sudden changes his name to his bio to marketing plus legit whatever, he sold his account 100%. He sold his account 100%. But anyway, Lord, or whoever you are behind that account, how you doing?
Big bad Polygon Shot, man. New face, same dude. Nothing changes around here, boys. By the way, the mutant is for all of us. So I want to point that out, man. We're gonna keep the same flow. Look, I want to point out a couple things. Number one, I am the generally speaking, the target audience for somebody that you're looking to onboard into Polygon, right? And I want to agree with what a lot of folks said. I guess these are Polygon users. But the fact is that for me, looking into it, it is difficult for somebody like me. Keep in mind, I have to have smart people all the time come onto our show to explain Web3 to me in a way that I understand it. And I do that because I believe there's a lot of folks who are just like me, who are probably afraid to say, I don't fully get this or whatever. But my thing is that what can be done? Will anything be done to onboard users? The second thing is that I may not be interested in the Polygon NFTs. But there are features that I am interested in, especially finding out and just doing the little bit of research that I've done today about staking. I like the things that require minimum inputs to start like a good staking yield. And I felt like that's a very fair amount. I think it says here 150 Matic tokens and up to 30,000. Which seems dope. The other things that I'm looking that I do like about it is somebody who's very far removed from it, just coming in because of this space and looking at it, is the price action on it, right? I mean, I think that it's got like a lot of growth potential when you look at the lows and highs, especially in this year. And the other thing that I have a question about is, what, if anybody here can tell me, what happened in February of this year that caused that price to spike? What was something that obviously got that activity moving? Folks trading, folks dealing in this ecosystem. What happened there during that time, if anybody knows? So those are just a few thoughts and questions that I have.
For sure. No, and Lord, first and foremost, dude, like, I'm just pumped you want to engage with the conversation and have some discussion in this Polygon direction, right? Like, that kind of shows that at least we're making the right moves. And while the NFT scene might not be for you, they're, again, because Polygon does so many things right, in the Web 2 direction, in the validation direction, technology wise, there's going to be a flavor of ice cream that you like on this. It'll be colored purple regardless, but it'll still be a different flavor, like purple chocolate chip or something like that. But with that being said, there are things that need to get better, right? And there's things that they're doing very well. I think that because of the way the token was launched originally, Matic being on ETH, Matic being on Polygon, like, there is so much ground that needs to be gained from that process already being done. And it needs to get back to like a level set, which is why the Pol token over on Polygon 2.0 is going to be revolutionary as far as what it's able to do and how it can kind of develop in that direction. Now, you were talking about.
I appreciate all that really quick. Hold on. I appreciate all that really quick, but you're already in that 30 seconds spitting at me, a whole bunch of different things that are like, well, wait. I was just here, and now I have 5 different roads that I'm looking at, and I'm trying to figure them out. So I don't even know what this V2 is. I didn't realize that Polygon, that Matic was on Polygon and on ETH. There seems to be a lot of confusion. And so I think that what has to happen, for somebody like me, is that these things need to be broken down, right? Not all together in once in a 30-second thing like that, but it's like, these are the basics of Polygon. This is what's happened. These are the different features that we have, that you can do NFTs, you can do staking. There's a layer 2 coming out. But I think that they need to be broken. You talk about engagement and stuff. But I think that breaking these up into little pieces and being able to share them out with Sans and have them pinned up to the top and discussing these one little things at a time is where you're going to get people in. But the first thing is going to be that onboarding. And I'm sorry to cut you off. It's a lot to take in at once. And when that happens, it becomes intimidating for users like me to be able to be like, is this something I want to put my time in? Is this something that I want to do? So, that's just, I wanted to point that part out. It's got a lot of moving pieces, and that's what's discouraging about it.
No, I 100% agree with you. I need to do a better job of slowing myself down because I get excited about these things. I want to answer everything at once. So, no. So just to break it down for a general sense, there are a bunch, I think we've been so focused on the NFT vibes over on Polygon that the education portion of it has been a little bit rockier, right? Having discussions on these things has been a little bit fragmented, I will say. So definitely have some more focus on that. And again, I keep hinting that I'm going to have more time eventually for these things. This is one of my efforts that I'm focusing on, is ensuring that the education is the focal point of all of our discussions, right? So to break it down,
Big No, I have a question for you. When is your kid due again?
October 29th.
Oh boy, yeah.
Yeah,
you got about a couple months there, and then it's
don't go.
The only reason I say this is because I thought the same. Because my wife pregnant, she's super independent. She was like just go do whatever you got to do, and I'm just gonna chill. And then I was like, cool. And then I was like, oh, I can probably trade for maybe 30, 40 minutes a day, and I'll be all right. The moment that kid came out, the trading went to fucking zero. Anything I hoped to make profit and I could have, I completely missed it and mistimed it. So, but yeah, anyway, I didn't mean to be that parent that was like, oh, just you wait. I just really meant more so it is actually crazy how different the time management becomes once that kid comes out.
I 100% agree with you. I've been doing 6 a.m. mornings just to train myself. I mean, I have been. I've literally been getting up earlier in order. I get like 2 hours of work done before anybody else is awake, and I feel like a freaking weapon right now. So I'm not even that tired, so it's good. But with that, right? So, Lord, the way that Polygon was initially launched, right? Currently, it's in the proof of stake method, right? And I'm sure you're familiar with that process, right? So, when what it's evolving to is something called Polygon 2.0, which is essentially a ZK EVM, right? So a ZK EVM is a zero knowledge Ethereum virtual machine, right? So protocols that run super efficiently to like a point where it's transactions that are so freaking quick that it doesn't even you don't even think, you just blink and it happens. Scalability increases, all these things, right? And what ZK EVMs are going to do, and they're calling it Polygon 2.0, it is going to unlock little different compartments, right, for Polygon builders to utilize them effectively. Sometimes they're going to batch transactions, bring them off chain, take care of them off chain, then bring them back all on chain at once there's time. That would be an experience as far as gaming goes, right? You play a round of a match, all those transactions, the things that happen during the game get brought off chain, and during a loading screen, they get brought back on chain, or at the end of the game when you're, kind of wrapping up your play time. So the way the tech is evolving is really the focal point of Polygon, because it's going to get that much easier for your use. And that's kind of why I'm circling back to it. Is right now it's not easy, right? And I hinted at it. Matic, you can buy Matic on Ethereum right now, and you can buy Matic on Polygon, which is a whole nother thing. And then you got to bridge your tokens over and do all this excess stuff, right? None of this is easy, right? So that's why 2.0, the next step of Polygon, is the next like use of the chain for our non-native token users so far. So it'll take time. It definitely needs to be a focal point from an education perspective, like the On Polygon account that's run by Smokey over at the y00ts. They've stated that they need to put focal in education and almost nothing else. It's literally education for them and community activation for the next few months here. So I hope that was a little bit better. Again, I would give it like a few weeks before I'm hosting some bigger spaces in that education direction. Go ahead.
It was the 100% you broke it down. I would love to see a thread on that. I'm just like taking small notes and putting it down. That really was. My big question to you is the time now for me to get in and start exploring this world, or should I wait till 2.0 comes out because it'd be easier?
Honestly, it would. I encourage sooner than later, because I think that the evolution of the token and the different like off-chain stuff that's going to happen, kind of what I spoke on, is going to only get more complex. They've already released some of those things that are going to be available on 2.0. So there's no reason why you wouldn't dip your toes into the pool a little bit, experience some different stuff that is available over here, because it's going to be one of those things that is going to grow, right? So it's not like the things that we're learning on Polygon proof of stake right now are going to go away. They're just going to get upgraded, right? So that's kind of the goal for it long term there.
So what happened in February of this year that caused that dramatic spike? There must have been some new evolution in tech or something that happened that caused that spike. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
That was the 2.0 announcement. 100%.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
okay,
it was
interesting. Super good.
Right. So you're seeing how it's evolving, and there's all these people on stage right now are also Polygon MFers with their hands up. So they're going to give us more detail here, because I'm just one bozo out here in the crowd. So I'm sure that's what No Futurist wants to talk about really quickly. We are running up on time a little bit. Sansa, go.
Yeah, that's just really what I was just gonna say. But also that as a friendly reminder, if you guys didn't already know, I know that we just got botted hardcore, so it does annoy me just slightly. But it's okay. It's okay. We're all gonna keep on. We're gonna keep trucking on. But I just also want to thank Puke and Michael for their time today as well, for coming through. And they obviously are still here to give their take. You could almost see them as honorary co-hosts. Next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a cross collab space with them, to the point where we're actually going to be streaming exclusively and going over to them with this special shot account to fit as much of us as possible without taking up too much of the stage. So everyone. Well, not everyone, but a lot of it's pretty much an open invitation to anyone who does want to come up on stream. Just let us know, and then we're gonna try to fit you in as much as we can. But anyway, that's gonna be next Tuesday. I'm gonna be putting out trying a different layout this week with the Spaces thread. Stay tuned for that. Might be putting it out later today or tomorrow. So just wanted to put that out there, and we're gonna be doing a cap on this in about 5 minutes because I'm already late for something. So let's cap this at 5 minutes. Let's throw it over to who did you want to throw it over to? No, Futurist.
It was going to be Futuristic, yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Cool. Yeah, I'll be very brief. For Lord, in February, also I noticed like I've been in this ecosystem for a while, and it's like generally no engagement. Like people, like we're on social media, but it's a very niche thing. In February, I noticed the Polygon team really pushing engagement, and that also like directly I saw an increase in volume. So I think that marketing just in general that was like almost non-existent prior to that made a huge difference. The other thing I'd say is, yeah, there is onboarding content, but it lives in such a small sector. So we definitely need to focus on education a bit more. And I do that kind of stuff. So if anybody, you have projects that need educational content, just hit me up.
100%. Appreciate you.
Family will do.
Yeah, exactly. We're definitely going to connect and do more stuff in the background too, Futuristic. I think because we're OGs out here, been on it for a little bit, like we just need to make sure we push in that education direction and really push the content out more because it needs to get to more people. And this is the conversation we want to have, right? We're very honest that we need to get better at stuff. So love that. Let's make sure we keep rock and rolling to all the hands on stage. We're going to go to Photoshopped over there, and then we'll get it back over to the Banshees.
Yo. I think a lot of what you guys are saying is true. The education needs to come up, and it needs to get easier to onboard people, which is now a little complicated. But the same could be said about higher space. From my friends in NFT in general, the idea of MetaMask wallet is too complicated. I think we're a long way away from mass adoption when it comes to the entire NFT space, and Polygon's not unique in that sense. But I do hope that it gets easier moving forward for everything, because the technology is amazing and the communities are what it's all about.
100%, man. And again, I just want to echo that, like the gaming side of things and the custodial wallets that Sansa was kind of saying in that Reddit direction, like that's really how it has to happen, unfortunately. And I know some people are purists, right? Like some people are, you need to be transparent. You need to say NFT. You need to say this, that, and the other thing. Y'all talk about match adoption. Again, not everybody knows how to code a video game, like build on Unreal Engine, but everyone knows they can pick up a controller and play it, right? Like that's kind of how the example I give it. Like I don't know how to code a website, but I know how to click buttons on that website so I can get what I want out of it. Understanding the tech is great for us nerds that really get motivated by that. But for everyone else who doesn't have that level of like attention to detail, it's going to be faded a little bit if we don't understand that we need to onboard effectively. So I think it's a great portion there too as well. We'll kick it over to the Banshees, and then we'll wrap up for the day.
Going to keep it short and just say, yeah, February saw a lot of attention and a surge because of what Neil was saying, but there's a yes and to this as well. And that yes and was kind of a ripple effect. I sat in a Twitter space and listened to Sandeep say for the first time that Polygon is going to start prioritizing with marketing efforts NFTs in general. This is a layer 2 scalable solution to Ethereum. We're kind of small fish in this giant ecosystem that they're building out. Starbucks and Nike and Adidas and et cetera are where their efforts were at first. But digital collectibles, digital art, at the end of the day, it's also a handshake. And I think Sandeep started to realize that a little bit too. Yeah, you can rock a PFP, but in my opinion, not every NFT, digital collectible here on Polygon that's worth its weight in salt is meant to serve as just a PFP. I hope that's not the end all to it. Yes, art is the ultimate utility, but what we can do on this chain, I think fully came to actualization, or we kind of shifted our perspective for what was capable. And that's where we saw that nice bump and surge as well, knowing that, these are digital handshakes now as well. I can build a business on this. So I'm not going to rant, but we saw a ripple effect. One thing led to another, led to another, led to another. And that's where we were at. Mint Madness kind of happened in March. We saw a lot of heavy hitter projects. One giant project moved over to Polygon. So it was a lot. It was a cascading effect that brought the attention onto the space back in February.
Yeah, 100% agree. And it's many different layers, and it's also like they have decided to lay down their cards and play that culture game, right? Like the tech's great, the DeFi is awesome, like all that stuff is advancing in the right direction. NFTs, PFPs, like this area of the Web3 space is cultures, right? Like it's a culture, it's a vibe. Like we all talk about the energy that we have over here. They're seeing the value in that now, and that's why it's so much being pushed in that direction, so that we can continue having momentum. Because here I go being a broken record. Culture beats skill 9 times out of 10, fam. That's in sports, that's in life, that's in everything. If you have good motivation and a connected team behind you, you're going to have success out here. So with that being said, want to wrap up with a quick thing. Appreciate you all for coming out here today for the Polygon Shot. The Espresso Shot runs every Monday through Friday at 11:30 EST. Here to provide value for the space, here to have some fun, here to laugh a little, here to love a little, maybe even cry sometimes. Am I right, Sansa? So with that being said, I appreciate you all giving a little bit of light to the beautiful purple ecosystem. We're rocking and rolling every single day over here on Polygon, and here to support anybody that wants to join us. So thank you all for the conversation today, and let's wrap this bad boy up, Sansa.
Let's fucking do it. Big Nil pretty much just covered any closing remarks we could have possibly given out. You guys know that we're here to show up. Obviously, if you have any feedback on how we can become just a little bit better, even if it's just a tiny little sentence, it matters more than you realize. So, because you are on the outside listening to us, and as much as we try to listen to ourselves, is unbearable. So please help us. We love you. And so just keep that in mind. We'll be back here tomorrow with Dup. It's a Solana Shot, 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. EST. We, again, as per usual, we will be showing up Friday. We got NFT God coming through to talk a little bit more about the algorithm and all things X, not Twitter, X. But anyway, we love you guys. You could have gone to any spaces today, but you came to this one. Let's go ahead and start closing this out. Have a great fucking day.
Yeah, that's it. Moonwalking like Jackson, on top like a fraction. You hear nipping, I feel different. I'm big dog like a mastiff. Every line is a caption, make it hit for ad libs. If said it all would happen, and it happened. Look, if I was a fish, then I would probably be a swordfish. I just keep on winning while I'm swimming with endorphins. I don't need a door, knock that thing right off the door hinge. Property so big, the Uber driver need coordinates. Series of events that led to this was not unfortunate. Only 5'7", but my money's not proportionate.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened there, but I hope you have a great day. Let's get after it. Be grateful. Go touch some grass, maybe even some ass. Just make sure it's with consent. I love y'all. Appreciate you. Let's go.